Money, money is the new sex. What do I mean by that? Well, the Victorians had a really hard time talking about sex, and it was all very psh, 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 and difficult and titillating. Well, that's how we are about money in our generation. And how is this important? Well, it's really important when you're thinking about a new relationship or getting married. I'm Catherine Miller, and I've been a matrimonial attorney in New York City and New York State for over 30 years. And matrimonial, yeah, that means divorce, but it also means marriage. And I wanted to give you a couple of tips today on how to talk about money and then eventually how to talk about prenups as your relationship develops. So one, it is really uncomfortable to talk about money. So don't wait. Don't wait until you're thinking about getting married to talk about who should pay for what, or wait until you are moving in together. Maybe you should talk about it early on. Who's going to pay for dinner? Who's going to pay for the show? Who's going to pay for a weekend away? And how are you going to split those costs? Do that before it builds up and it's such a heavy conversation. And another thing to be aware of is that we all have a money personality. We have a different expectations that come from our family or our ideas of what our gender expectations are, and that plays a kind of secondary conversation that's out there in the world. And so I have a money conversation and a money personality, and so do you. Are we going to be able to talk about that in terms of our expectations about credit and savings and college planning for our children, or are we not going to be able to? And as you approach marriage and thinking about a prenuptial agreement, which I always think is a good idea because all marriages come to an end, whether that's by death or by divorce, it's always a great opportunity to be able to talk about money and how you're going to relate to each other during the marriage and when it comes to an end. I've put together a list of resources, videos, blog posts, articles, and podcasts all about prenups. And if you give me your contact information in the link below, I'd be happy to send it to you. Thanks for listening.